Hello there, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by for your monthly tarot insights for the month of August. I want to run through a few things really quick just before we get started. First of all, anytime you come to see a general reading, what you should expect is that this reading, not every little bit of it is going to apply to you in just exactly the way that it comes through. Some of it may not apply to you at all. Because it is a general reading, and so I'm going to be picking up on a lot of different energies for each sign. So there's going to be different stories coming to me, kind of getting mixed up and jumbled, and hopefully making a lot of sense to you, but you should not expect that it's going to be exactly right on just for you, okay? Next thing that you need to know. What I'm looking at for these readings is a particular life cycle that you're going to be going through during the month of August. And so life cycles, I've seen them last as long as 20 minutes. I've seen them last as long as several years. Life cycles, really, their length depends on your willingness to embrace the lesson or experience and move forward with it, or your resistance to that lesson or experience and moving forward with it. So it really all depends on you. When I'm looking at the life cycle, I'm going to be looking at some information that kind of sets you up to have the lesson or experience. We'll look at the lesson or the experience itself, and then we will look at the fulfillment or ultimate fulfillment of the life cycle, and that comes up as a result of integrating the lesson or experience into your life. Okay, so that's what we're looking at for you guys for August. Thank you everybody for being here. Let's jump into your readings. Gemini, thank you so much for stopping by for your Tarot Monthly Insights for the month of August. What we have coming up for the first card for you does talk about your environment. An environment is any place where you have energy or effort invested. Usually I see it come up as home, but once in a while it will come up as work or school as well. So the first thing that comes up for your environment, Gemini, is that feels like there's a lot of deadlines, a lot of requirements, a lot of expectations in your environment, whichever place your environment actually is for you. And you are just working on keeping up with all those expectations in that environment. The next card talks to me about your subconscious leanings, and this tells me that you have had a heartache in the past, and your subconscious is really working on getting beyond that, putting that behind you, getting over it, moving forward. So subconscious leanings, working on making heartache a thing of the past for you, at least this particular one. For this particular life cycle, we're looking at next your learning style and your communication style. So as far as learning style, I think that right now when it comes to this life cycle, you're just learning what you're curious about. Wherever your curiosity draws you, that's where you're going. As far as communication, I feel like right now you're almost kind of a social butterfly type of person. You've got a lot of communication going on with a lot of different people, at least when it comes to this life cycle. And so it just seems like there's a variety of different people that you're interacting with and communicating with. The next thing that I'm looking at does talk to me about your work, and this is not only that work that you do to make a living or that you do every day that brings you a sense of fulfillment, hopefully, but this is also about that inner work that you're doing on your character and your own personality. So as far as work where you make a living, this to me looks like it's not feeling very secure, like everything about it has kind of been flipped on its head, and you're a little bit wondering about if the place that you're working really has any kind of solid foundation and if it's going to be around long term or not. As far as what you're doing as on the inside, I do feel like you're taking a deep assessment of yourself and you're really looking at, okay, what can I do to help myself to be stronger, to be more resilient, to be more stable? Those are kind of your focuses right now. The next thing that I have talks to me about that part of your personality that is growing or expanding at the moment. It looks to me like what's growing or expanding is that you're taking some rash, dramatic actions. Usually when I see this come up, these are kind of the actions that were sort of pushed into by circumstances or by other people who were just just trying to get us to do what they want us to do. And so we, at some point, we kind of shut down almost a little bit, and we say, no. And so we take some kind of rash, dramatic action to be able to get away from what these other people are expecting from us, their expectations. So we might do something like just not show up for work, not call in because we don't want to talk to the people there, but just not show up. Or we can plan to do something during a time that we know that people are expecting us to do something else. We can plan to be completely out of town, things like that. Some kind of dramatic action that you're taking to kind of get yourself a little bit of a breather from, feels to me like, from these expectations that we saw earlier. And you may have more than just expectations in your environment. These may be coming from people in multiple environments. It actually feels like to me for you, Geminis. All right, so what do you stand for in August? What we have coming up here is you are really working on finances, on material goods, on building that security. You are being very diligent about doing what you know to do to bring the money in, being very diligent about making sure that that budget works, and making sure the money goes where you actually want it to go. So a lot of diligence when it comes to finances is what you're standing up for in August. Interesting that that's what comes up as what you're standing up for. That tells me that you have people around you, Geminis, that are saying, oh, you don't have to save that much money. How about if we just go out and do blah, blah, blah? Or what if we buy this really nice, luxurious thing? You know, we don't really need to save money. You're kind of standing up for saving money or for bringing money in. One of those two. The next thing I'm looking at does talk to me about how other people perceive you. Other people perceive you as a really good friend to be around, somebody that they really enjoy being around. I'm hearing the word a sweetheart. So a lot of people see you as a sweetheart of a person to spend time with. Now, the next thing that we're looking at is the lesson or experience that you'll be going through during the month of August, at least one of them. And I see you setting some boundaries with some people in your sphere of influence, letting them know, you know, before I've helped you with this or done this for you or done that for you or whatever, I can't continue to do that because my resources really need to be taking care of some other things, and so you're going to have to find somebody else who can help with that because I just can't anymore. So setting those types of boundaries, and that can be with anybody. That can be with an employer, that can be with a family member, a friend, a co-worker. That can play out all kinds of different ways. Now, as we go into the fulfillment of the life cycle, where the lesson actually gets incorporated into your life, the lesson or experience, I do see that for you, this brings a little bit of confusion, trying to figure out, okay, where do I draw the line? At what point am I a good friend, and at what point have I done too much? So I think there is some confusion as you're feeling your way around there, as you're trying to figure that out. Also, I think you're probably going to be getting a little bit of backlash from other people because I see you here just not very happy with some of the people around you. You may be a little aggravated with them, that they don't understand why you're doing things the way you're doing them. And they are, I feel like, kind of acting out. Those are the words that are coming to me as I look at this, is that those people that you set the boundaries about for your own sanity, for your own well-being, they're kind of acting out because they're used to you not having any boundaries at all, and they could just steamroll you whichever direction they wanted, and it was all fine. So I think they're acting out, and you're getting a little frustrated with them. You're just kind of angry. I think for you, it's more about, you know, after everything that I have done for you, why aren't you in a situation where you're appreciating that instead of tugging on me for more and more and more when I just really shouldn't even be thinking about doing it for you? Ultimate fulfillment of this life cycle, we are looking at some communication going back and forth. So I do see some communication flow. I think this communication flow is going to be in part between you and those people that you set the boundaries with. I think also you're going to have some communication flow between you and a mentor that's kind of helping you to stay strong in this so that you have that solid, firm foundation that you need to have going forward. So a lot of communication going different ways. Some of it very encouraging for you, and some of it where you're just having to stand around. So that's what I see for you for your month, Gemini. Thank you everybody so much for stopping by, for hanging out, liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. Thank you all for your support. I do appreciate you all. Everyone have a fantastic month, and I will see you back here then. Hello everybody, this is Amista, and I am coming to you today with something completely different than what you've ever seen here before, completely different than what I ever thought I would do. I have been taking Reiki training, and I've gotten level 1 and I've gotten level 2, and I really want to take master training because already I've realized that there are other people out there who need to know how to be able to do Reiki for themselves, and I'm not qualified to show them that or to teach them that or to pass that on to them or empower them with that until I become a Reiki master. And so I was looking into a Reiki master program, and I meet all the qualifications as far as that goes. I've been accepted into the master program, but the last little bit of money is what I need some help with, and I'm hoping that you guys will help me with that. I need to raise another $3,000 to get myself into the program, and so that's where you guys come in. What I'm doing is I am accepting very happily and very thankfully and very gratefully any donations that you may feel like you would want to give. If you don't want to, obviously, then don't. But if you do feel like you want to help me to get into this Reiki Master Apprenticeship Program, any help that any of you and all of you send is great. No donation is too small. I just ask that they're over like 35 cents because I think PayPal will take 35 cents of whatever comes in as a fee for collecting payment. But anything other than over 35 cents is no donation is too small, so there's the corrected version of that. And actually I was looking I have over 7,000 subscribers. If every subscriber donated $1, I would be able to end this request. But so if you would like to donate, I would be extremely thankful. I would appreciate that a lot. Also, I want to do something for you in exchange for donating. So anybody who would donate at all, I would like to offer you 15 minutes of free Reiki distant healing. In other words, I would send you some healing energy where you would not have to come to my house, or we would not have to meet in person, just like I do a lot of my readings by Skype or by phone. I can also send the healing energy without having to be right in front of you. We don't even have to be on the phone or on Skype when I do it, although I will want to touch base with you ahead of time to find out where you would like me to target that energy. If you have any particular thing you want to have worked on energetically, and also to touch base after it's done just to let you know that I have sent the energy in to check in with you, see how you're feeling, that type of thing. Anybody who donates anything more than $50, what I would like to do is send you some Reiki energy. I would send you the same amount of minutes of Reiki energy as you send dollars. So say you donate $50, then I would send you 50 minutes of Reiki energy. Anybody who wants to donate and doesn't want to receive Reiki but knows somebody else that they would like to have the Reiki sent to, feel free to let me know that, and you can gift that Reiki to somebody else, and I will just touch base with them, make sure I have permission to send them that energy, and talk to them about where they would like it targeted and all of that, just like I would if I was sending that to you. So that is what I've got going on, and I really appreciate, like I said, all of the help any of you can send. I know not everybody can send, not everybody will want to send help, but I am hoping that there will be enough to get me into this quickly. Otherwise, I would probably have to wait, I don't know, 6 months, a year before I had this kind of money to get myself into there, and I don't want to wait that long. I want to be able to empower people more quickly than that. So what I'm doing is I am in the description section underneath the video. I'm going to send you a link where you can donate, and you can choose whatever amount you want to donate. And I will probably also have that showing in the video as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you everybody for listening and for giving this some thought, some prayer, some attention. And thank you everybody who actually does donate as well. I appreciate it all. Thank you so much. Peace.